Good evening. Tonight we bring you a story that began not with a bang but with a whisper in the cosmic data streams, a faint, impossible flicker of light that has since rewritten our understanding of the universe. What started as a scientific anomaly has evolved into a global phenomenon, a mystery unfolding in real time, challenging every assumption we hold about life beyond Earth. Prepare yourselves, for the cosmos has just sent us a message, and its implications are staggering. The first anomaly, a ghost in the machine. It began subtly, as all great shifts in paradigm often do. In the early hours of a crisp January morning in 2025, automated telescopes across the globe, designed to meticulously map the celestial tapestry, registered a peculiar signature. A cold, dark object, moving with an unnerving precision against the backdrop of distant stars. Its trajectory was unlike anything seen before, a silent, swift cut through the blackness of interstellar space. Initially, the data was flagged as noise, a transient glitch in the vast, complex algorithms that sift through petabytes of astronomical observations daily. A misreading, perhaps, or an uncatalogued asteroid. But then, the same anomaly, identical in its spectral signature and velocity vector, appeared across multiple independent observatories, from the high-altitude domes of Mauna Kea in Hawaii to the arid plains of Chile's Atacama Desert and the volcanic peaks of the Canary Islands. The consensus solidified. This was no error. Something was entering our solar system. Something fast. Something undeniably not from here. The naming and the unsettling truth. The scientific community, adhering to established protocols, designated the object 3I/ATLAS. The 3I signified its status as only the third confirmed interstellar object ever detected, following the enigmatic Oumuamua in 2017 and the more conventional comet Borisov in 2019. The Atlas honored the Asteroid Terrestrial Impact Last Alert System, the Hawaiian observatory that first officially logged its presence. Yet within weeks, it became chillingly clear that 3I/ATLAS was no ordinary visitor. Its behavior defied all known astrophysical models, hinting at a complexity that bordered on the impossible. The initial excitement of a rare interstellar encounter quickly morphed into a profound sense of unease. This wasn't just a cosmic wanderer, it was an active entity, shedding material and glowing faintly, as if imbued with an internal energy source. The implications were immediate and unsettling. The universe, it seemed, had just delivered a package, and its contents were far more extraordinary than anyone could have imagined. The discovery, a pulsating enigma. The Atlas Observatory in Hawaii, a network of robotic telescopes tirelessly scanning the night sky, first officially detected 3I/ATLAS in early 2025. Its initial classification was that of a faint, icy body hurtling through space at an astonishing velocity of nearly 90,000 kilometers per hour. The critical detail, however, was its hyperbolic trajectory. This wasn't an object gravitationally bound to our sun, destined to orbit it. Instead, it was merely passing through, a transient visitor on an interstellar journey. Such an event is exceedingly rare. Before 3I/ATLAS, only two other interstellar objects had ever been definitively confirmed. Oumuamua, with its peculiar cigar shape and non-gravitational acceleration, sparked intense debate about its origins. Borisov, on the other hand, behaved much like a typical comet, offering fewer mysteries. But 3I/ATLAS was different, profoundly different. It was active. Even from the frigid, distant reaches of the outer solar system, it was shedding material, glowing faintly, almost as if it were alive. Astronomers initially expected it to behave like a conventional comet, releasing gas and dust as it approached the sun, its icy components sublimating under increasing solar radiation. However, the data streaming back to Earth told a profoundly different story. The light curve, the precise pattern of its brightness over time, did not match any known cometary behavior. It pulsed. Every 47 minutes, with unnerving regularity, the brightness spiked dramatically, then dimmed, only to spike again. A rhythm, a heartbeat, a cosmic clock ticking with impossible precision. The first signs of panic, unnatural consistency. The initial scientific hypothesis for the pulsating light curve was a simple one: rotation. Perhaps the object was spinning on its axis, presenting varying reflective surfaces to our telescopes. This is a common phenomenon in astronomy. However, as more data poured in, the hypothesis crumbled. The timing of the pulse was too precise, too perfect. It never drifted, never varied, not even by a fraction of a second. Such absolute consistency, scientists knew, does not occur naturally in the chaotic, dynamic environment of space. This unprecedented regularity sent ripples of concern through the global astronomical community. NASA's Deep Space Network, a worldwide array of giant radio antennas, was immediately tasked with dedicated tracking. The European Space Agency, ESA, swiftly joined the effort, deploying its own sophisticated instruments. Within days, the raw data, initially shared openly, was classified. The implications were too sensitive, too potentially destabilizing for immediate public consumption. Publicly, NASA released carefully worded statements, describing 3I/ATLAS as a fascinating anomaly and an object of intense scientific interest. Privately, however, the alarm bells were ringing. The classified reports painted a far more unsettling picture. Because 3I/ATLAS wasn't just brightening in a rhythmic pattern, it was growing. Its physical dimensions, its very mass, appeared to be increasing at an exponential rate, defying all known laws of cometary physics. The growth, manufacturing the impossible. As 3I/ATLAS crossed the orbit of Jupiter, the scale of its transformation became undeniable. Its coma, the glowing cloud of gas and dust surrounding its nucleus, had expanded to nearly 500,000 kilometers across, a vast ethereal shroud dwarfing the gas giant itself. More alarmingly, its nucleus, initially estimated to be a mere few kilometers wide, now appeared to be swelling, its dimensions increasing with every passing day. Comets, by their very nature, erode. As they approach the sun, their volatile ices sublimate, shedding mass and gradually diminishing. But 3I/ATLAS was doing the exact opposite. It was gaining mass. This observation alone shattered decades of astrophysical understanding. Spectral analysis, conducted with increasingly powerful instruments, revealed something even stranger. The comet's composition was changing. It was actively producing heavy metals, nickel, titanium, and silicon, elements that simply do not form naturally in the icy, volatile environment of a comet. It was as if the comet was manufacturing matter. The implications were profound and terrifying. Was this a previously unknown natural process, a cosmic alchemy beyond our current comprehension? Or was it something else entirely, something engineered, something that defied the very definition of a natural object? The questions multiplied faster than the data could be processed, each answer leading to more unsettling inquiries. The signal, a message from the void. Then came the signal. In mid-October 2025, the European Space Agency's Trace Gas Orbiter, TGO, usually focused on Mars, detected a faint, repeating radio pulse emanating from the vicinity of 3I/ATLAS. At first, it was dismissed as interference, a stray cosmic ray, or a terrestrial radio bleed. Such anomalies are common in deep space communications. But when NASA's Deep Space Network, with its unparalleled sensitivity and redundancy, confirmed the exact same pattern, the world took notice. The signal wasn't random static. It pulsed every 47 minutes, perfectly timed, perfectly consistent with the object's light curve. It wasn't noise. It was structure. A deliberate, rhythmic emission. The frequency was narrow-band, highly organized, and exhibited characteristics that suggested artificiality rather than natural astrophysical phenomena. Was it a natural emission, perhaps a unique interaction between the comet's growing metallic core and the solar wind? Or was it something else entirely? A transmission, a beacon, a message? The very thought sent shivers down the spines of even the most hardened scientists. The debate, fractured science, classified secrets. The scientific community fractured overnight. The debate raged, both publicly and behind the classified walls of government agencies. Some argued vehemently that the signal must be a natural phenomenon, perhaps caused by the comet's rapid rotation interacting with its increasingly metallic composition or complex magnetic interactions with the solar wind. They sought to explain it within the existing framework of physics, however stretched that framework might become. Others, however, whispered of something far more profound. They posited that the signal was deliberate, a transmission, a beacon, an intentional communication. The precision, the consistency, the narrowband frequency, these were hallmarks of intelligent design, not cosmic happenstance. The implications were staggering, forcing humanity to confront the possibility of advanced extraterrestrial intelligence in a way it never had before. NASA, caught between scientific integrity and national security, released increasingly cautious statements, calling it an anomaly under investigation and urging patience. But behind closed doors, the data was being classified at the highest levels. Governments worldwide initiated emergency protocols, their intelligence agencies scrambling to understand the potential implications of a first contact scenario. Meanwhile, 3I/ATLAS continued its inexorable journey, approaching its closest point to the Sun, its perihelion, and with every passing day, the signal grew stronger, clearer, more insistent. The transformation. A star is born. On October 29, 2025, the world held its breath. 3I/ATLAS reached perihelion. For a brief, terrifying moment, it was closer to the Sun than Mercury, bathed in a torrent of solar radiation intense enough to vaporize steel. Every astronomical model predicted its disintegration, its fiery demise, as its anomalous structure succumbed to the Sun's immense power. Instead, it exploded with light, not an explosion of destruction, but of creation. Its coma expanded to nearly 1,000,000 kilometers, a blinding halo that momentarily outshone every planet in the sky. Space telescopes, designed to withstand extreme conditions, were momentarily blinded by the sheer intensity of its radiance. For several minutes, the object dominated the celestial sphere, a new, temporary star in our inner solar system. And then, as suddenly as it flared, the glare faded. When the light subsided, when the telescopes could once again focus, 3I/ATLAS, the comet was gone. In its place was something new, something utterly alien, a dense metallic sphere, impossibly smooth and geometrically perfect, surrounded by a shimmering halo of plasma. It wasn't a comet anymore. It was a machine, a construct, a revelation. The aftermath. Engineered reality. The world reeled. NASA scrambled to analyze the torrent of post-transformation data. The object's mass had increased by nearly 40% during its perihelion passage, a feat of matter accretion that defied all known physics. Its composition had fundamentally changed, now containing vast quantities of titanium, nickel, and silicon, elements far beyond what any natural comet should possess. It was as if the object had used the Sun's energy to fuel an internal manufacturing process, transforming itself from an icy wanderer into a solid engineered artifact. Theories flooded the internet, fueled by leaked images and speculative analyses. Some clung to the idea of a natural metamorphosis, a cosmic reaction triggered by solar radiation, however improbable. Others, the majority, claimed it was irrefutable proof of alien technology, a self-replicating probe, an ancient seed, awakening after eons of dormancy, using our sun as a forge. The implications were profound, terrifying, and exhilarating all at once. NASA, under immense pressure, maintained a stony silence, offering no definitive explanations. But leaked documents, later confirmed by whistleblowers, revealed that portions of the data, particularly those related to the object's internal structure and energy signature, had been sealed under national security protocols. Whatever 3I/ATLAS had become, it was not behaving like anything known to science. It was a challenge to our very understanding of existence. The return signal. An echo from the deep. 2 weeks later, the signal returned. But this time, it wasn't emanating from the transformed object itself. It was coming from deep space, from the exact direction 3I/ATLAS had originally come from. The same 47-minute pulse, the same precise frequency. It was an echo, a response. It was as if something or someone had answered. The implications were chilling. Was 3I/ATLAS a scout, a messenger, a probe sent to awaken a dormant network? Had its transformation triggered a pre-programmed response from its distant creators? The signal was not just a beacon, it was a conversation, a dialogue initiated across the vast, silent expanse of interstellar space. Humanity was no longer just an observer. It was now a participant in a cosmic exchange it barely understood. The silence, a vanishing act. Then, just as suddenly as it began, the signal stopped. The cosmic conversation ceased. The transformed object, now a silent metallic sphere, drifted away from the sun, its brilliant glow fading as it moved towards the outer solar system. Telescopes tracked it for months, their powerful lenses straining to capture every detail. They watched as it slowed, then, with a subtle but deliberate shift, changed course. It wasn't drifting anymore. It was moving with purpose, its trajectory now subtly altered, as if following an unseen path. And then, one day it vanished. No reflection, no signal, no trace. One moment it was there, a silent sentinel against the stars, and the next it was gone, swallowed by the infinite blackness. The most profound mystery of our time simply ceased to be observable, leaving behind only questions and a lingering sense of awe and dread. The legacy. A universe transformed. Years later, scientists still argue about what 3I/ATLAS truly was. Some, clinging to the comfort of known physics, still call it a comet, albeit one of unprecedented and inexplicable properties. Others, the majority, now refer to it as a machine, an artifact, a testament to an intelligence far beyond our own. The debate rages in academic journals, in classified briefings, and in the quiet corners of human consciousness. But for those who watched it unfold, for those who witnessed the transformation and heard the silent echo, one truth remains undeniable. It changed everything. Because for the first time in recorded history, humanity saw something that didn't fit, something that broke the fundamental rules of the universe as we understood them. It was a glimpse behind the curtain, a peek into a reality far grander and more complex than our wildest imaginings. And somewhere, out there in the dark, that thing is still moving. Perhaps it's just a rock, a cosmic anomaly that defied all odds. Perhaps it's something more, a harbinger, a scout, a piece of a vast, intelligent network. But one thing is certain. The universe just reminded us, in the most profound way possible, how little we truly know. What's next? The story of 3I/ATLAS is far from over. Its disappearance leaves us with an urgent question. What comes next? The implications of its existence, its transformation, and its final deliberate vanishing act are still being processed. We urge you to stay informed, to question, and to look up at the night sky with new eyes. This event has irrevocably altered our place in the cosmos. Share this story, discuss its meaning, and join the global conversation. Because understanding 3I/ATLAS might just be the key to understanding our own future. The universe has spoken. Are we ready to listen?